Hello, um, hello, welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be treating the General Training Model Test 2 from the Baron IELTS textbook. I'll be showing you how to skim the different types of passages in the General IELTS, and I'll proceed to answer questions 1 to 40. So you could practice along. And the instructions are clear. You're to answer 40 questions. There are three sections 1 to 13, 14 to 27, 28 to 40. So let's go straight to section 1. You are advised to spend 20 minutes on questions 1 to 13. Read the notice below. Complete the sentences below using no more than 3 words from the passage for each answer. Write your answers in boxes 1 to 7 on your answer sheet. Now, when you want to answer this kind of question, you skim first. Now, how do you skim? You look at the headings, the key dates and other numbers, the keywords and locations, as well as key actions or causes and events. So the causes and effects. I'll repeat that. You look at the key headings, the key dates and numbers or figures, the keywords such as names of people, objects, and locations, and then finally, you should look at major actions or causes and events and effects. Rather, I wonder why I keep saying events. Now, if you notice here, we have December 1 to 27, and we have December 1 to 4, 5 to 8, 9 to 13, 14 to 21, and 22 to 27. So all we have to do is to skim what falls under each one. December 1 to 4 says main foyer. Oh, sorry, I broke my own rule. To all tenants of parking towers, please be advised of the building painting schedule. So this is a painting schedule. Now, December 1 to 4, the main foyer will be painted. From December 5 to 8, the garage stairway and elevator will be painted. From December 9 to 13, the east stairway and elevators will be painted. 14-21, west and north stairways and elevators. December 22nd to 27, the parking garage will be painted. So the reason you're skimming is so that when you see a question about the east stairway or the parking garage, you know where to find the answer. Now, we're sorry for the inconvenience. If you have any questions or complaints, please contact the building manager. If you'd like to schedule painting for your apartment, please fill out the painting request form available in the main lobby. So, let's answer the questions. It's December the 3rd, the dash is being painted. So, December the 3rd, all I have to do is go to December 1 to 4 and find out what is being painted. That's the main foyer. So, just say the main foyer. Let's make this smaller. The font is a bit, let's make this, yeah, main foyer. It's December 7th. You can enter the building through the dash. December 7th. So look at December 7th, that's 5 to 8. Now where can we come into the building through? So it says garage, stairway, and elevator. Please stay away from those areas at this time. If you park in the garage, you will have to walk outside to the front of the building to gain access through the main entrance. So I will gain access through the main entrance. So instead, you see, it has been rephrased. Instead of saying you can access, yes, you can enter, but it's still the same. So you can say main entrance, right? The main entrance. All right. Number 3, it's December 12th. You can reach a 10th floor apartment in the east wing by the dash or stairs. So we've already, stairs has been mentioned, which means whatever the answer is cannot be stairs. So December 12th, 10th floor. Let's check. So we're checking December 9th to 13th. East stairway and elevators. If your apartment is in the east wing, please use the west wing elevators or stairway at this time. So since the answer cannot be stairs, the answer will be west wing elevators. Remember, it says um, using no more than 3 words. So the answer is west wing elevators. West wing elevators. Okay, so let's bring that down here so it's easy to see. Then we can make corrections. All right. So number four, on December 15th, you can reach a sixth floor apartment in the north wing by the dash elevator. So keywords. Now, when I forgot to say this, when you're answering questions, simply look at the keywords in that question. It is those keywords you will scan for when you're answering each question. So you scan the passage for those keywords. Now, here the keywords are December 15th, sixth floor apartment, and not wing. We've been told elevator, so we don't want to, write elevator again. So December 15th. So we check December 14th to 21st. West and northwest stairways and elevators. If your apartment is in this area of the building, please use the east stairway or elevator. So since elevator has been mentioned, the answer is east stairway. Now be careful not to break compound words that are joined together into separate words. So it's east stairway. Stairway is written together. So we have east stairway. So yeah, we have that. East stairway. I want to be sure it's not plural. Yep. Now, number five. On December 24th, you can park your car dash. On December 24th, you can park your car dash. So let's check. December 24th. So we're checking December 22 to 27. Parking garage. The garage will not be available to tenants at this time. In order to avoid illegal on-street parking, spaces in the parking lots across the street will be made available to all students. So here it seems like the answer is too long. The answer looks like spaces in the parking lot across the street. So we have to pick the one that is most accurate or that we cannot do without. We can't say parking lot because that would just be the same as parking garage, similar, and that can be confusing. So what do we pick? We pick across the street. Across the street. That's the answer. Across the street. Where are you parking? Across the street. So park your car across the street. If you're unhappy about the painting schedule, you can talk with the dash. So who can we talk to if we're unhappy about the painting schedule? We read that towards the end. It says we're sorry for the inconvenience. If you have any questions or complaints, please contact the building manager. The building manager. So here we already have the written for us. So we don't have to write the building manager. Just write building manager. So building. Number seven, if you want to have your apartment painted, you should look for a dash in the lobby. If you want to have your apartment painted, you look for a dash in the lobby. So let's check. What are we looking for in the lobby? If you'd like to schedule painting for your apartment, please fill out the painting request form available in the main lobby. So painting request form. Painting. A has been written for us, so we're not writing A again. But if A was not there, it should have just been a request form because that should be three words. Do you understand? Painting requests form. Okay. Let me bring that down so you can see it clearly. All right. Now, questions 8 to 13. Read the bill from the electric company and answer the questions. Write no more than three words and or a number from the text for each answer. Write your answers in boxes 8 to 13 on your answer sheet. So no more than three words and or a number, which means it can be two words and a number, one word and a number, three words and a number, just a number, or just three words, just two words, or just one word. Now, this is a bill we see Enviro Electric Company, date 2nd of August, customer name Oswald Robertson, 15A Peacock Lane is the customer's address, Mayfield. Then we have for July 31st, sorry, from July 1st to July 31st, total charges £35, previous bill is £29. Oh, the previous bill was £29 and it was paid, so now you're just paying £35 for the new month. We must receive your payment in full by 21st of August, or a late fee of £2.50 will be assessed. Please make out your check to Enviro Electric Company and mail it to Enviro Electric Company, PO Box 3682, East Bradfield, or pay by credit card. So you have to fill out the three spaces there: the number for the credit card, the expiration date, and the signature. Oh, not oh, you don't want to fill that. It's just a space there. Number eight, how much did Mr. Robertson pay on the electric bill in June? Mr. Robertson paid. Now look at it. It says this bill is for July, so which means we have to look for the one for June. If you see, it says total charges for the bill is £35, and previous bill was 29, and obviously previous means the month before July. That's June. So the answer is £29. So remember, you have to write the what's it called now? The symbol, £29. By the way, if you don't know how to do this on the laptop, please quickly learn how to write the different symbols on the laptop. It's important. When is this July bill due? When is this July bill due? It is due. It says we must receive your payment in full by 21st August. So 21 August. 21 August. Next says how much extra will Mr. Robertson owe if his payment arrives after the due date? I remember that was £2.50, right? It says we must receive your payment in full by 21st August or a late fee of £2.50. So that's the answer. Two points. Okay, let's go on. Where is the Enviro Electric Company located? Where is it located? Enviro Electric Company. It's located at East Bradford, right? It's here. Mail it to Enviro Electric Company, PO Box 3682, East Bradfield. So it's East Bradfield. East Bradfield. Okay. If Mr. Robertson wants to pay cash, what should he do? If he wants to pay cash, what should he do? Cash payments may be made by visiting any branch of the Bradfield Bank. So this is too long for the number of words we've been told. We're told three words. So it is um, visit Bradfield Bank. We can't say any branch. Any branch of what? Right? We can't just say visit. We can't just say any branch. The visit has to be there. Or else if we just write, it says what should he do? So that means there needs to be a verb beginning the sentence. He has to do something. So what's that thing? Visit Bradfield Bank. Or visit the bank. I recommend just typing visit Bradfield. Also be careful with your spellings. If they are wrong, then they are wrong. Number 13. If Mr. Robinson thinks the company has charged him too much, what should he do? If he thinks they've charged him too much, what should he do? So he says, um, account questions, call this number. So call 0123. So I'm just going to put that down. That's the exact thing because there's no more than three words in the number. So we have one word and a number. So we have that here. What should they do? Call this number. That's all. Now 14 to 20. In this case, whenever you see a passage like this, what you want to do is read the first two sentences and the last and proceed to put down the main idea that you noticed. Remember, to notice the main idea, all you have to do is read the first two sentences and the last and ask yourself what is the key thing being said here. After reading the first two sentences and the last, can I deduce what is being said? How do you deduce? You look at the keywords. You look at the keywords or the recurring idea, an idea that's repeating over and over again, or a word that's repeating over and over again, or the end goal of what has been said. Right? So let's do that. Repetitive stress injury is the irritation of muscles, nerves, or tendons resulting from repetitive motions. In other words, it is an injury that comes from making the same movements again and again. Last sentence. Now, almost everything is done on computers, and as a result, people spend hours a day sitting in the same position and repeating the same motions. Give me a second to make this screen bigger. Expand page. Expand both sides. All right, so that's better. So the main idea here will be um, introduction to RSI. Right. Now let's go to the next paragraph. Fatigue, numbness, and pain in the hands, arms, neck, or shoulders are signs of RSI. These symptoms arise during an activity which involves repetitive motion and often cease when the activity stops. The pain can eventually become so severe as to cause long-lasting damage. I believe this is talking about the symptoms of RSI, right? Symptoms or the signs or symptoms of RSI. Some common causes of RSI is in an office setting are poorly designed keyboards and chairs, spending long hours in the same position, and the use of a computer mouse. Keyboards force the user to continually hold the hands with the palms down. Last sentence, holding a computer mouse causes strain on the hand muscles. In addition, using the mouse requires a repetitive motion of one finger. So I guess this is just office activities that cause office activities that cause RSI. I'm saying office activities because keyboards were mentioned, mouse was mentioned. You know, if you check, you see that your desk chair is mentioned. So office activities that cause RSI. And the next one, RSI can be a serious problem if ignored. RSI can be a serious problem if ignored. Fortunately, it isn't difficult to prevent. Last sentence. This will actually aid in supporting your back and help you maintain a good posture. So this is clear. Ways to prevent RSI. Now, why did you do all of this? You did it because when you get a question, you would know which paragraph talks about that thing you've been asked about. And then you just go there to find the answer, right? Now, look at this. It says complete the sentences below about the reading passage. Choose your answers from the box below and write them in boxes 14 to 20 on your answer sheet. There are more choices than sentences, so you will not use them all. So we have A to K. In the past, people moved around the office a lot, but now the average office employee dash all day. So let's check. What paragraph talks about what people do in the office? That's probably Since in the past, office tasks were more varied. People had to stand up to go to the copy machine or filling cabinet. Now almost everything is done on computers, and as a result, people spend hours a day sitting in the same position and repeating the same motions. So they sit in the same position and repeat the same motions. Anything like that? It says another able to dash all day. Dash all day. I think it should be F, right? It should be F. The dash all day. It says here, um, now almost everything is done on computers, and so people spend hours a day sitting in the same position and repeating the same motions. Like what? Doing what? Working in front of a computer. So I believe it's F. 14 is F. When RSI is not treated, the pain dash. When RSI is not treated, the pain dash. So it says the pain can eventually become so severe. If left untreated, however, the discomfort starts lasting longer and becomes more intense. The pain can eventually become so severe as to cause long-lasting damage. So becomes serious and permanent. That should be J. That should be J. Computer keyboards cause users to hold their hands in a position that is unnatural. That's easy. K. Dash causes repeated stress on one finger. That should be a mouse, but let's just check. So it says um here it says Holding a computer mouse causes strain on the hand muscles. In addition, using the mouse requires the repetitive motion of one finger. So you see, so it's using a mouse. That would be option C. Now, number 18 says dash often can help prevent serious problems. What can often help prevent serious problems? That should take us to the paragraph that talks about preventing RSI. So RSI can be a serious problem if ignored. Fortunately, it's difficult to prevent. The best form of prevention is to take frequent breaks from work. Okay, that should be it. Um, Taking a break. I. So this is actually easy. Number 19, holding your hands and arms in the proper position dash. Holding your hands and arms in proper position dash. So it says, um, if you spend hours typing, oh, you can also protect your wrist by holding your palms parallel to the keyboard and keeping your forearms in the vertical position. You can also protect your wrist. So it protects your wrist. Where is it? D. Protects the wrist. Using armrest on your chair does what? Using armrest on your chair. It says you can support your posture by adding armrest to your chair. You can support your position. So it supports your position. What's that? Um, that should be A, right? That should be A. Okay, so that's it for that. And the next we have is um, some short text. We have Comet Corporation, vacation and sick leave policy. So this is um, vacation and sick leave policy for Comet Corporation. To all employees, please read the following information carefully. If you have any questions, contact the Human Resource Department. Vacation and personal leave. Employees may use their vacation days when they choose with the permission of their supervisor. To apply for permission, Form 101A must be completed and submitted at least 3 weeks ahead of time. Forms are available in the Human Resources Department. Sick days. Sick days are to be used in the case of illnesses or for doctor's appointments only. They may not be used as extra vacation days. Permission is not required to use these days. But department heads should be notified as soon as possible about unexpected absences due to illness. Supervisors should also be informed in a timely manner when employees need to be absent to attend doctor's appointments. Supervisors may request written confirmation of appointments from the doctor's office if they desire. So rolling over vacation days. Any days that are not used up by the end of the calendar year will not be lost. Instead, they may be rolled over and added to the vacation days for the following years. This policy does not apply to sick days. The good thing about this one is that you've been given headings. So once you have a question about any of these things, you know where to go to. So, do the following statements agree with the information in the reading passage? In boxes 21 27 on your answer sheet, write true, false, or not given. True if the statement is true according to the passage, false if the statement contradicts the passage, not given if there is no information about dates in the passage. 21. Employees must get permission from the Human Resources Department to use vacation days. Employees must get permission. Look at the keywords. Employees must get permission. Human Resources Department to use vacation days. Let's check under vacation days. It says employees may use their vacation days when they choose with the permission of their supervisor. From who? Supervisor. So employees must get permission from the Human Resources Department to use vacation days. Let's check for Human Resources Department. To apply for permission from 101A must be completed and submitted at least 3 weeks ahead of time. Forms are available in the Human Resources Department. I don't think it says that you must get permission from the Human Resources Department. Does it? It doesn't. It says get it from your supervisor, but the form can be gotten from the human resources department. It says with the permission of their supervisor. So the answer is false. 22. All employees at the Comet Corporation get 3 weeks of vacation a year. 3 weeks of vacation a year. Let's check. It says here, um, I can't see anything like that. 3 weeks vacation a year. So that's not given, right? Not given. Okay. Employees may use some of their sick days in order to take a longer vacation. This is false. This is false. In fact, it mentions it categorically that they cannot use it. It says here, um, they may not be used as extra vacation days. An employee does not need to seek permission before using a sick day. Before using. Sick days are to be used in case of illness or for those that they may not be used as permission is not required to use these days. Is not required. Permission is not required before using these days. But government should be notified as soon as possible about unexpected. Okay, so permission is not required. So that's true. 25. Employees must have confirmation from a doctor in order to use a sick day. Um, no. No, it doesn't say this. So it says sick days are to be used in the case of illnesses or for those appointments only. They may not be used as extra. Permission is not required to use these days, but the permission should be filed. Okay. Supervisors should also be informed in a timely manner. This is false. This is false. This is false. 26. An employee may use fewer vacation days in 1 year enough to have more. I think this is true. Yes, it is true. An employee may use fewer vacation days 1 year in order to have more the next year. Fewer vacation days. Here it says any vacation days that are not used by the end of the calendar year will not be lost. Instead, they may be rolled over and added to the vacation days for the following year. That's true. Sick days that are not used before the end of the year may be used the following year. I don't think. Let me see. It says the policy does not apply to sick days, so that's false. The policy does not apply to sick days. All right, now let's answer questions 28 to 40. When you have diagrams like this and it's clearly labeled, it says Stonehenge Phase 1. All you have to do is go to the part that talks about Phase 1, and that's paragraph 2. It says Stonehenge was constructed in 3 phases during the Neolithic and Bronze Age periods. Stone Age period 1, also commonly referred to as Phase 1, is believed to have occurred sometime around 3000 BC during the Middle Neolithic period. In the first step of the construction, picks made of deer antlers were used to dig a series of 56 pits. These pits were later named Aubrey holes. So 56 pits, Aubrey holes, 56 pits. That should be 29. 29 is Aubrey holes. Aubrey holes. That's how to get this kind of question. You follow how it is being described, and you check Aubrey holes. And let's continue. This piece was later named Aubrey holes after an English scholar. Outside of the holes was dug a large circular henge. By the way, the answers are here already. So I just need to type henge. Outside of the aubrey hole, so this is 29, this 56 feet. Outside it is 28. So in front of it, I just type henge. Henge. Let's go on. During this phase, a break or entranceway was also dug on the northeast corner of the henge. Northeast is top right. Actually, this they refer to this break as the avenue. So, avenue is top right, and avenue that should be 30. It says an entrance on northeast, and northeast is top right. So avenue. Okay, let's put it here so you can see it. Then the next one it says the slaughter stone was placed just inside the circle, while the each stone was placed 27 meters down the avenue. So slaughter stone was inside the circle, and then each stone 27 meters down the avenue. Don't be deceived by that. So slaughter stone is inside the circle, that is in the middle here. Then each stone is 31. It says 27 meters down the avenue. So hill stones. Is it stones or stone? Let's confirm. What does it say here? Stone. So see, be careful. Don't make the mistake. That would have made me miss the answer. I believe that should be all 28, 29, 30, 31. All right. Now, 32 to 40. Stonehenge was built in three phases, during which phase did the following things occur in boxes 32 to 40. On your answer sheet, write A if it occurred during phase 1, B if it occurred during phase 2, C if it occurred during phase 3. So all I have to do is just look at each question and scan each phase. If I had skimmed at the beginning, this would have been easier because I would have already known what each phase contains. But because I know I'll just scan and I have time, I can just as well skip the skimming. Well, I don't recommend that for you. The entrance was made wider, so all we have to just do is check when the entrance was made wider. I doubt that's phase 1 because the entrance was built in phase 1. So let's see. Final phase, and was the entrance made wider? Let's scan the wider entrance. We're looking for entrance and wider. Then second phase. Okay, look at it. It says many archaeologists believe that the Bika people were sun worshippers and that they may have purposely changed the main axis of the monument and widened the entrance during this phase. What phase is that? Phase 2. So we just write phase 2 there. So you have to write A if it occurred in phase 1, B if it occurred in phase 2. So what we're just putting down here is B. Be careful when answering. The slaughter stone was erected. So we're looking for slaughter stone and when it was erected. Slaughter stone. Was it erected in phase 3? Can't see slaughter stone in phase 3. So let's move on. Phase 2, slaughter stone. I don't see it. Let's check phase 1. Slaughter stone. Okay, it says 2 stones were set in the avenue. The slaughter stone was placed just inside the circle. That's phase 1. So the answer is A. So you see, you need to be thorough, just and go step by step. A. See? Now, stones were placed in a horseshoe formation. So we have to just look for a stones and horseshoe formation. Stones and horseshoe formation. Okay, phase 3. These Saracen stones were connected with lintel blocks, each precisely carved in order to fit end to end and form perfectly with the stone circle. Approximately 60 more blue stones were then added inside the original horseshoe. Added into the original horseshoe. Does it say horseshoe was formed or added? Yes, 34. That's phase 3. C. 35. Wooden posts were set near the entrance. I think I saw that in phase two. Wooden posts were added. It says the numerous stakeholders in the earth tell the story of where these posts were positioned. Um, okay, it says the second phase is generally placed between 2900 BC and 2004 and according to the Bika people. It's thought that many wooden posts were added to the monument during this phase. So that's phase two, right? So that's B. Next one, deer antlers were used to dig holes. That should be phase one. We saw it earlier. It says here, in the first step of the construction, picks made of deer antlers were used to dig a series of 56 pits. What are pits? Holes. So that's phase one. That's A. Bluestones were brought from a distant location. Bluestones were brought from, I think I saw bluestones in phase three or two. Bluestones were brought from a distant location. It says the first stones that arrived were blue stones brought all the way from Priestley Hills. So that's phase three, right? The final phase, phase three. That's C. A ring of sandstones was constructed. That's 38. A ring of sandstones was constructed. A ring of sandstones. So it says here, it says, in the next subphase, a 30-meter ring of sandstones called the Sarsen Circle was built around the bluestones, and that's the final phase. That's C. C. Verse 9. Holes were filled with dirt. Holes were filled with dirt. Holes filled with dirt. Holes were filled with dirt. Okay, it says the original Aubrey holes were filled in either with earth or cremation remains. Dirt is earth. That's another word for dirt. And that is phase two. So we just put B in front of it. The altar stone was erected. That's number 40. The altar stone was erected. I don't think I saw anything about altar stone in phase three. So let's check phase two and one. Altar stone. Huh. Altar stone. That's strange. Okay, I found it. A horseshoe of paired bluestones was placed. You can imagine. I said it was not in phase three. So you see why it's not good to assume. With a tall altar stone marking the end of the formation. So that's final phase three. That's C. That's it. That's how to answer the general reading passage. You want to be thorough. You want to go systematically, step by step. Do not rush. Because if you rush, you miss the answers. Do not assume as well. Because if you assume, you miss the answers. So on that note, I've come to the end of this video. We're able to do that in under 40 minutes, even with me explaining, which means there is enough time if you practice over and over again. So on that note, see you in the next video. Bye bye.